are we in a housing bubble? Hi, I'm Jose Medina with Keller Williams, and today I'm here to talk to you about the biggest question that I'm getting from buyers, from sellers, from investors is, are we heading into a housing bubble? The question's so popular that in March, Google saw this search term, housing bubble, soar in March for Google search. So the short answer is no, I don't believe that we're in a housing bubble, and I'm going to give you two reasons why I think that we're not in a housing bubble in 2022. So the first thing is if we go back to the last housing bubble, which was 2007, think about what was happening in the real estate market at that time. What was happening was buyers were getting loans that they did not qualify for. They were doing no document loans. They were financing 100% of the property, sometimes even 106% of the property. And so they were buying the property and not having any equity and really not being able to qualify for that type of a mortgage and that type of a house, right? And so there's just some really bad lending practices that led to the last housing market. Here's what we're seeing now. Fast forward to today in today's market. If you don't have a lot of money down right now, you are probably not buying a house. And here's why. We are seeing multiple offer situations on a lot of properties. And when we look at multiple offers, typically the seller is picking the most qualified buyer amongst many other terms. But right now we're seeing 10, 15, 20% down buyers are winning the houses, right? Or we've seen a lot of cash offers recently. So the reason I don't feel like we're in a housing bubble is because the buyers that are buying right now, they're buying with equity, right? They're putting down 10, 15, and 20% down to secure the house. So that's the reason number one. Reason number two is the government and those in charge are being proactive because they have seen what the housing market has done, and they are doing everything in their power to try to slow down the housing market. They understand if we stay at this pace and prices continue to go up at this rate, we will experiencing a housing collapse, and that bubble will burst. So they have been very proactive in raising interest rates. At the beginning of the year, we were at 3%. Right now, we're hovering right around 5.5% at the time of this recording. So they are being very proactive to make sure that they are slowing the economy down, slowing the housing market down. The best way I've heard it explained is they will continue to raise interest rates until they curb the real estate market. And so here's what I really think is going to happen is there's not going to be a bubble that pops. But what's going to happen is we are going to see it start to normalize. So rewind to 6 months ago, 8 months ago, just about every property I was listing, multiple offers within 24 to 48 hours, well over list price. Those are very, very common terms. Right now, what we're starting to see with the normalization of the real estate market is maybe you're on the market a week, maybe it's 10 days, maybe it's 14 days, and maybe you're only selling at list price. All still really good terms, but it's just a different market and different expectations. So if you're interested in finding out what your local market's doing, what your little niche in the community is doing, we would be glad to sit down with you, talk to you about what the housing market looks like, what experiences are changing and expectations are changing, and just kind of be your consultant through the process. Thanks so much. Jose Medina with Keller Williams.